Hello, hello. Love and light. This is Love, also known as the Self Love Guru, and I am your confidence coach. I wanted to share some books with you ladies today. So, as you can see from the title, it is recommended books for smart ladies, and I titled it that on purpose because these are books that will not only help you become emotionally intelligent, but also just make you make smarter moves in life in general. So the first one I'm going to mention, I do not have a copy of right in front of me, but it is called The Compound Effect, and it is by a man named Darren Hardy. So the Compound Effect, of course, Compound, compound, and then effect is EFFECT. And this was a book that I read about 2 years ago, and it was alluding to the fact that different behaviors, like small things that you change, how they compound over time is where you see the results. And so, what happens is a lot of times people will not see results immediately and they feel like they have to stop what they're doing, or they get discouraged because they feel like, oh, well, what's the use? Like, it's not doing anything. When in reality, a lot of the things that you want to change, whether it be a big change or something fairly minor, they require time and energy, and they don't always change overnight, right? So, one example of this is like breaking a habit, or, maybe like smoking or something, or creating a new habit, like being able to work out consistently, right? So, you may not start off hitting the gym 5 to 6 days a week. You may start off with changing some eating habits, drinking more water, um, getting better rest at night, stretching so you can, get your muscles in gear for the next day. You can just stretch out. Oh, that feels so good. Stretch your body out. Make sure that you're not tense. Make sure that you're not pulling any muscles during your workout, right? So, all of those smaller things compound, and those are where people get big results. Those are where you see a person worked and now they have a happy marriage. Like, that stuff came over time. It did not just happen overnight. And it also helps you to not compare yourself to other people, because oftentimes we feel like, oh, well, this person's life is like so much better than mine. When in reality, like, they worked to get there and you have no idea what they did to get to the space that they're in. Okay. So the second book I want to share is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. And this was a book, it was about $7. Um, but it's so good. And it's not that big, but I'm almost completely done with it. So it's Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. And this is by Richard Carlson, and he has a PhD. And basically, from the title, it says Simple Ways to Keep the Little Things from Taking Over Your Life. So this is a big help to us ladies. I don't know about you, but I think that for a lot of people, if you have a lot of responsibility, or if you're running a household, or you just seem to be the more responsible one, sometimes you can send yourself into a frenzy about small details. Like, I want everything a specific way, I want things to go a specific way, and I've had to like break that habit. There are certain instances where I still feel very anxious, like, so one of them, for a prime example, is I have certain family members who are like always late to everything, never fails. They're late to funerals, they're late to birthdays, they're late to anything that they could possibly be late for. They're late, and it drives me nuts. If we're going somewhere, they're late. If they're supposed to be coming to visit me, they're late. And it's just like, but I can't control it, right? And so that's what this book talks about is don't sweat the small stuff, especially things that are out of your control, because what can you do about them? Nothing. So why would you allow yourself to go off on a tangent, be angry, be discouraged over something that you have no control over. So this book has been interesting. I've had it for a while and I've picked it up so many times, and now I actually feel like I'm going to be completely finished with it. Oddly enough, every time I pick it up, I will like read a lot of it, and then when I come back to it, I start over from scratch because every time I read it, it's like something new pops out. And this is why it's important to read books more than once. But this time I am like significantly, I'm deep in this book. So I read a little bit of it every day, and I am an avid reader. And that's important. The books that I've read over the years have been such a big help to me. Another one that I really like that I've actually read twice is a book about, let me see if I can pull this one up. Here it goes. Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. It's by Susan Jeffers. She has a PhD as well. All of these doctorates in here. I love these. I love it. I love it. I love it. But it's called Dynamic. It says Dynamic Techniques for Turning Fear, Indecision, and Anger into Power, Action, and Love. Let me read that again. Dynamic techniques for turning fear, indecision, and anger into power, action, and love. And it's called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. Now, I actually got that book from someone that I dated, and I read that book, I believe it was in 2020, if not 2019. But long story short, I read that book, and when I tell you, I did not want to put it down. It was so compelling because it really dives into how we're sort of taught, and it's not true, but we're taught that we have to make decisions in the absence of fear. And this book is like, feel the fear and do it anyway. Like, fear is a natural and normal human emotion. And so you have to be able to experience those feelings and get through it. Even in the face of these feelings, how do you turn that into power, into action, right? So I loved it. And like I said, I've read it twice. It's a great book. Susan Jeffers, definitely go get that one as well. Um, and so the next one, my mother actually got me this book. And she got me this. I think I was in high school, honestly, but I didn't pick it up until grad school. So I've just been carrying this book as I've moved. And now you see how far I've gotten in it. Pretty far. I have like this much left. But it's called The Money Book for the Young, Fabulous, and Broke. And it's by Susie Orman. And this book really dives into credit, and it talks about saving. It talks a little bit about investing, but it has so much information in there. And so I really like this book because it's practical. And in addition to like the videos that you can watch, like I follow the Budgetnista on Instagram. There's a girl on Instagram. Her tag is Bitch, I'm Budgeting, literally the way it sounds. I also follow Sonia, who is the student loan doctor. I really love Dave Ramsey. I took his Financial Peace University. But in addition to those videos, I really think it's important that you ladies look at literature associated with finances as well. And so this is deeply ingrained into who I am. Y'all know I always talk about getting your money. You know, there's nothing wrong with being an ambitious woman, and that you can be ambitious and have these different qualities about yourself and still date and still have a good time and still feel worthy, of having a man who can provide for you. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So just to show you a little bit about what's in this book, um, it talks about like retirement rules. It is just so good. And then she tells you, like, I am a big believer in retirement accounts such as 401ks, but I think there's also a compelling argument to be made today, thanks to our current rates, to postpone your 401k investment and invest in a Roth IRA instead, or invest in your 401k up to the point where you have qualified for the maximum company match and then invest any additional money elsewhere. So and this is just a preface to the chapter. This isn't even like diving into it. And so it also says, unlike your grandparents and maybe even your parents, you are going to be pretty much on your own for funding your retirement. And this is one of the harsh realities of being a millennial. We're not going to, finish these jobs and end up with like a huge pension or be able to tap into these social security benefits because people are living longer. Let's face it, they've made some great advances in healthcare and all that good stuff to get us to this point, but we are not looking at the same structure in terms of financial security in our elderly years. All right. So definitely get this book, Susie Orman, The Money Book for the Young, Fabulous, and Broke. I also mentioned Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and It's All Small Stuff by Dr. Richard Carlson. And then the last one that I mentioned is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. So those are some books that are very near and dear to me. As I read more and gain more knowledge, I'll definitely share with you ladies the books that I think are wonderful. But like I said, these will help you in so many different areas. And the reason I think the money book helps with emotions is because people don't realize how tied your financial security is to your emotional well being. So if you look at even like the different chakras in our body, right? At that base chakra, at the root chakra, what does that focus on? It focuses on security, it focuses on basic needs, it focuses on those innate desires, right? Sex, food, shelter, right? Those are the things that are like the animalistic sort of qualities to a human. And so if you don't have your finances in order, that can like scramble your brain. Like it makes you not think clearly. It makes you make rash decisions. It can cause you to, really go in a frenzy, and your mental health can decline as a result of it. So if you can get a grip on your money, if you can get a grip on your emotions by just reading books, why not do it? Right? So, anywho, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to set up a consultation with me and talk about anything that I've talked about in this video, whether it be, related to your emotions, your relationship, and you're like, you know what, I need to just sit down with someone and have a chat, definitely email me at info@hangingoutwithlove.com. I would love to meet with you, and have a good night. Oh, and admire my manicure. Yes, I just got these done today. They are so freaking cute. I actually got a gel mani. So I soaked off my nails because I'm having a baby very soon. And I was like, I kind of just want my natural nails back. Like, I want to do something very natural, but still very feminine and cute. And so I got this really light pink color. And I got my nails cut because, of course, they were going to break anyway, taking off my acrylics. But yeah, I'm just excited to have my hands out and just to be able to touch my little baby with my bare fingers. I can feel everything now. So I'm excited. But yeah, have a good one. And let me know also if there's a specific topic that you ladies would like to hear about. You can email that at info@hangingoutwithlove.com as well. So I will put that in the description box. Peace.